Hey everyone, it is Tuesday night, time for Tuesday night training, and tonight we're going to be talking about I am sold myself. And you might be a little bit like, what is she talking about, kind of thing. I like to pique your interest like that, make it a little different. But I do want to just talk about just some of the things that hold us back from maybe being as effective as we can be. I like to use the example sometimes of you're making a phone call, for instance, and I might call Sochi and go, hey, Sochi, I just started Paper Chef, want to have a party? She might say yes and she might say no. But if you contrast it with this call, like, hey, Sochi, I'm really excited. You know how I love to cook, and I know you love to entertain too. I just joined the Pampered Chef. Are you familiar with it? You get some conversation going. Well, listen, I thought about you because I was hoping that you would be one of my first hosts. Are you game? And when you think about those two scenarios, which one would you be most likely to book with? Number two, right? So,
Yep.
but if you made that first phone call, and Karen's calling you and she's going, how the phone call's going, or the contacts, or whatever method of contacting you're using, and you go, well, I tried, and you did try, right? But it's not giving up after that first try and learning a little bit more about how to make that and tweak it to be more effective, and learning about how you can entice people to do what you need to do, right? Or be interested in Pampered Chef and share what we, so they'll know what we have to offer. So when you think about being sold yourself, when I say something like that, what is the first thing that you think of? Could you sell a product that you're not in love with?
No. So there's a ton of different things that you can narrow in on, things that you really like, and just pick the ones that really get you excited and talk about those.
Yeah. Who saw a movie recently? Did anybody see a movie recently? Go to the show. Soshi, what movie did you see?
Saw the Oscar movie Parasite.
Parasite. Okay. Was it a good movie?
It was okay.
It was okay. It was talked about very highly, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, well, let's talk about the last movie that you saw that you really liked. Can you think of one?
I haven't gone to the movie in such a long time. I can't help you on this one.
I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. Was it Trading Places or Trading Spaces? The wonderful woman, I think she was 101, that just died and helped the NASA. She was a part of the NASA.
Hidden Figures.
I'm sorry?
Hidden Figures.
There we go. That's it. Who has seen that movie?
I have loved it.
Did you love it? Did you tell anybody about it, Deb?
Yeah, I actually watched it a second time because I wanted other people to see it. I watched it on an airplane by myself the first time. So I was like, no, you have to watch this. So I made my kids and my husband sit down and watch it.
Wow.
And they liked it. Yeah.
Now, could you do that with a movie you didn't really like Parasite?
Oh God, no! I wouldn't watch it twice for sure. Okay.
So, do you get the contrast there in enthusiasm level? Okay, it's all about being enthusiastic, and how I am enthusiastic might be completely different than how you're enthusiastic. But the people who know you or around you can tell whether you're being fake or not. They can tell whether you're being excited. They can tell whether you're being real. All right. And have you ever noticed that the last four letters in the word are IASM in enthusiasm? I am sold myself. All right. So I really need you to think about how you are sold yourself in terms of Pampered Chef business. All right. If you are finding a problem with everything, you might want to look at how you are sold yourself. All right. When you're finding, I think that that's something when it's yeah, but. I really think you need to look at your how you're looking at things. And one of the reasons I talk about this is I noticed that I'm going to try to explain this. And when I look on some of these Facebook pages and groups that we're members of, have you noticed that some of them can sometimes be a little bit negative?
Yep.
It gets frustrating, doesn't it? Hi, Christine. Hey, Kathy. Glad you could join us. They tell a whole story, blah, 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 and then they ask a question about how to fix it. And I really want to say, can't you just ask the question? Is there a reason why we have to unpack everything? And I think, because we want the drama to go along with it. And I just want to bring that to everyone's attention, because I don't think they mean to do it. I don't think they mean, but I think that we need to realize what that does. Because often, especially, and I'm very sensitive about the Joe Pack group, and we don't see that very often because, we would probably take care of that. But you don't know who's watching it. You don't know who's seeing it. And especially if you're a leader or you're a director, you don't know who on your team might see that. So I think it's really important for you to think about being sold yourself and presenting that information. Any observations and anything about what I've just said in terms of, does that send an aha to anyone, or bring up some thoughts about being sold yourself? Why is that important with our Pampered Chef business, products, and the business opportunity?
You have to believe in yourself and the business.
You really do. And the thing is if you've chosen, and I think that most of us we've chosen to be Pampered Chef. Many of us have chosen to be successful. We didn't sign up to sell Pampered Chef to not be successful. Most people did not sign up to sell Pampered Chef to do 150 and make $30 a month. Usually they would like a little bit more, because remember, $300 a month is life-changing money for a lot of people. $1,000 is certainly life-changing for a lot of people. And that's something, of course, that we can do with Pampered Chef. Do you think that it's easy to create an income of $1,000 a month with Pampered Chef?
I don't think it's easy. I think you have to work at it.
Okay.
But it's not, you can't just say, I'm going to sell Pampered Chef and I'm guaranteed to make $1,000 a month. It doesn't work that way, right?
Well,
you have to.
you're right. You have to work.
But I do think it's easier, but it's not as hard if your perspective remains positive.
Correct. And again, if you're tweaking things, if we're thinking about somebody who's like, can't get any bookings, or I'm trying to make phone calls, and they're not tweaking the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Okay, so, and it's that tweaking and trying different things. When I talk about easy, I think about, and I'll just use myself as an example because I can pick on myself. I've been running this cafe for 2.5 years. I went to college. I worked full time. Went to college. I worked hard. I got a job out of college. I still worked part-time job for a while. I guess I was used to doing two things. And then I did Pampered Chef for a lot of years by itself, and it really didn't do much. And I was offered this cafe free rent for utilities. And I think that anybody who likes to cook has always dreamt of having their own cafe or coffee shop. So I took this on. Well, I've never worked so hard in my life. Never worked so hard in my life. And I forget why I was going there. Oh, because I'm thinking about easy. I have worked a lot harder, and I think back, to when I was going to college, and when I came out of college, my degree was in computers. I was sometimes at my job 24 hours. People were coming back in the next day to go to work, and I was still wearing the clothes that I had on the day before because I hadn't gone home. And so I think about working hard in terms of easy. And so for me, that putting that in perspective, that I worked a lot harder for a lot less money at someone else's predetermined schedule. So when I say easy, that's kind of what I mean, Deb.
I gotcha.
You know, so, and of course, and I also think about soldiers in Afghanistan with 100-pound packs on their back in the blazing sun or snow. You know, to me, there's a big difference between what's easy and what's hard. So, and I also think about, because I do my cafe, is at a dealership. Selling cars, you guys. Selling cars is so hard. I mean, I just really, and so I think about Pampered Chef and that it can be so easy because we all eat. And we have products that we love, right? We do have products that we love. So you might as well, you've chosen, kind of going back there, digressed a little bit. We've chosen to be a Pampered Chef consultant. And I'm kind of preaching to the choir here because, you know, you guys are doing a great job, and you're excellent at what you do. And I'm so proud to have you on our team. And so just tweaking what we're doing to make it a little better, I think it is what it's all about. Now, one of the reasons that I wanted to talk about this is, did you notice that I posted some words from my friend Judy Siegel, who really talked about why would people buy our quick cooker when, you know, they could get a cheaper one somewhere else. Any ideas as to why someone would buy our quick cooker and not an Instapot?
The warranties?
Warranty, excellent, yes.
Ours is better.
Why is ours better, Sonia? I love that.
Are you talking about the air fryer?
No, the quick cooker. We can talk about the air fryer, but we'll talk about the quick cooker.
I was afraid of my Instapot. I don't know why.
Okay.
But I've been fine with the Pampered Chef.
Yeah. And
We have some features that the other ones don't. Ours is double insulated. You can carry the handles on the bottom, which makes it safer to hold. You don't have to worry about the top coming off. The steamer and the pressure release are aligned in a way where you don't potentially get a steam burn from trying to interact with it.
It moves the steam away from you.
Yeah, and I like to sell the bread proofing thing.
Okay.
As a feature, because it's not on, you won't find that on a lot of other with a lot of other products. We have a whole bunch of reasons, and now that we got that top, it's on.
And you're right, and I think that I really love what you said, Sonia, though, because these are the things that people, you know, like I was afraid of it, you know. And I actually had another brand before Pampered Chef came out with theirs, but everything stuck to it because it wasn't a stainless steel pot. So the stainless steel pot is huge. And have any of you used anything and something is stuck to the stainless steel pot? Am I the only one that cooks like that? It's easy to clean. It really is easy to clean. And you can take a Brillo pad to it. Which is why I like stainless steel. I'm an old lady with I still use a Brillo pad when I need to. But this is why it's important for us to know. I don't want to buy every other kind of electric pressure cooker that's out there. But a point I was going to make with Sonia is, what made you try a Pampered Chef quick cooker and not the other brands?
Because it's Pampered Chef.
Yeah. Did you happen to earn it for free?
No, I bought mine.
You bought yours. Okay.
Before I became a consultant.
Did you get it at a nice? Oh, you did buy it before you became a consultant. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I know I like to preach a little bit that I get it for free, and gosh, and now I would pay for it, you know, because I love it so much. But again, it's that being I'm sold to myself. I think it's really important for us to, in terms of the quick cooker, you're finding out, and again, this is true with any product, you find out from your customers through conversation what their challenges are. I'm afraid of the quick cooker. Well, you'll love our quick cooker because of the things that Sochi said, you know, those types of things. I can move it and not be afraid that I'm going to burn myself. I can release the pressure without worrying I'm going to get a facial, you know, or a burn. It moves away from you. It's now double insulated. I completely forgot about, so I'm so happy you said that. So those, and the thing about it is that you're not going to get that kind of information with any other brand, right? Because all of a sudden we have showed everyone that we are a benefit, we are a value as a consultant. And I would also say, and I think this is true with the cooking blender, the quick cooker, and the air fryer, which I so totally blown away. Never thought I needed one of those either. Is the little book that it comes with. The pressure cooker, I found that if I went through and made every one of those recipes, even if it's not one my family, you know, really would like, it was training me how to use that pressure cooker. Somebody has some background noise going on. It's painful. So, and I call it a primer. I mean, it's really just a primer of how to use our products. So between the book and between our experiences, again, now we are sold ourselves. It's so easy to sell in terms of, would you like to get that for free? Would you like to get that for half price? You know, and that's always my question. Would you like to pay full price for this, or would you like it for free? That's my go-to. So anyway, I thought that was really important about what Judy talked about. Any comments or questions about that so far?
I was just going to say, if you haven't tried the strawberry cheesecake recipe, you're missing out. And that sells a springform pan.
It really does.
I made my own. I'd never made a cheesecake before, and it was like perfect. And then I made one for my daughter so that she could take it to a party. And the only problem was it's not bigger.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing.
Yeah, it is a really nice cheesecake. You know, and again, it only takes really, for me to get excited about something, it just takes one thing. If I'm in the doldrums, and you know, and I go back to, you know, because I've done 2,800 live cooking shows. If I'm in the dumps, or I'm not getting bookings, or I'm not being as effective as I would like to be, for me, it goes back to a recipe. I get excited about a recipe. I get excited about telling someone about a recipe. And so that's my thing about being sold myself. So it's that enthusiasm that's going to say, now what I really want to make a point here is that this is true with every part of your Pampered Chef business, okay? It's getting yourself back to, and we could talk about the emotional cycle of direct sales, and maybe someday, so a lot of times we'll talk about it in a leadership class, but you know, if you need to pull yourself up and get excited, because you know what, when you're excited, you are just infectious. People cannot say no to you. All right, so it's really important that you know for yourself what gets you excited and how that can play a part in keeping your business or making your business successful. Because really, it only takes one party. It only takes one successful party to change your business around. I hope you believe that. Do you know that? You know, one new team member, you guys, one new team member can change the whole vibe of what's going on in your team. You know, when
Definitely.
Stephanie, you know, and all of a sudden I just remembered, you know, what you had to say at our spring launch, you know, about your Pampered Chef business has made, and I swear that your words are what I want every one of you to hear from someone you have helped with our Pampered Chef business. What it does for them.
Can I just toot my own horn?
Yeah, of course.
I had my very first live cooking show My very first one. I've done little tiny demos with my blender and some fruit and stuff. And I did my first cooking show. I was so stinking nervous. I had the hot sweats. I was freaking out. I got there. I did the quick, the fajitas and margaritas in the rock crack in the microwave.
You did margaritas in the
Everybody talked over me. It was a mess. What's that?
I said you did margaritas in the rock crack?
I did No, I did the fajitas in the rock crack and the margaritas. I took the blender, and I was like so stressed. It was so hot. There was 20 women there. They were all talking over me. It was a mess. I sold 2 blenders. I sold 2 rock cracks. My sales were over $1,200. I was like, I cried the whole way home. I could not freaking believe it. And I just thought, on my way there, I thought, all right, I'm just going to stick to Facebook parties. I'm just going to stick to virtual parties, catalog shows. Holy smokes. That completely changed my outlook on live shows. Completely changed. Hands down. I was having a long week, and I was so freaking excited after Sunday. My monthly personal sales exceeded over, I think, $6,000 this month.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I never in a million years expected that. It is absolutely unbelievable. But I can't, I can't say enough. It's like, if I can do it seriously, oh my God.
Great job, girl. Great job. And and let me just, I'll share a little story. I'll share a little story with you that's a little bit the opposite. And this was more than 20 years ago. I've been with Paper Chef almost 28 years now. And I remember this because it was before I moved up here. I remember, I think the show was in Inkster, Michigan. And I went and did, it was a couple show, and it was like in March. It was kind of crappy out. And it was a couple show, and I got there, and I did the demo, and there was maybe like 4 couples there. There really was not very much. And they weren't very nice. They just were not very nice. And I left without an order. And actually, that show, I never sold a thing. I followed up with it, no orders. And,
just because you were a gangster, you know that, right?
Well, of course, it's like 25 years ago. But, I left that house. And so this is how I think, and this is really bad, and I'm going to admit it. I'm like, I'm going to get in my Mercedes, and I'm going to go home. And I guess I just catered their dinner, I'm a happy girl with what I have, But I did think about quit, and there's very few times in my, and maybe I really didn't. I don't think I did think the word quit, but I think about if I had quit, I would not know any of you. I would not be living in diversity. Dreams would not be coming true for Karen Josephus. So and then you hear about these successes, and then it's just so awesome. And if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't have the courage to set a goal, if you don't have a courage to try something new, you limit yourself in giving yourself that feeling of success. Sure, you can, you can, all we want you to do is do one thing better tomorrow than you did today. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be huge. And usually it's because we need to be patient with ourselves. I don't know if you've noticed, but not too many people quit Pampered Chef with a full calendar. Just saying, just saying. So let me see. Let me look at my notes here and see any comments or questions. Anything you'd like to add?
I just want to say what you had mentioned about, limiting ourselves. And we do that by not offering ourselves the ability to set a goal. I mean, we're all worth it.
We're all
worthy of that. And we all deserve it. And we've all earned it. So why not set a goal? Why not set that, shoot for the, sky, aim for the stars kind of thing? It's just, we're all worthy of it. And it is what you make it.
I used to have a book, I don't know where it is right now, but it was something like it was a quote that she's retired now, Susan Kaufman, And a quote she used to say was, don't limit your dreams to match your reality. And, and I think that that's what we often do. Sometimes we really shoot ourselves in the foot. So I hope that you will really think about what it means to be sold yourself. And again, and I think about some of the things that limit us, and especially for new consultants, even though not many of you really are new, because I think about that pushy word. I think about people don't limit themselves in terms of being pushy because they're worried about being pushy. And, does anyone suffer from that, from feeling pushy?
A little bit.
It's two ends of the spectrum. We have pushy and we have timid, all right? Neither one of them is good for your business, right? We don't want you to be pushy. And I'm going to tell you right now that usually the people who say the word pushy are not pushy. The people who are pushy have no clue they're being pushy. Have you noticed that? But being timid is just as bad. So again, it's I am sold myself. When I left that show and I had no sales, like I mentioned, if I quit, my life would have, I can't imagine, but just keeping the commitment, going through the tough times sometimes really makes you value what you have. And I want you to really think about this too. Wherever you are in your business right now, if you're having a struggle, there is somebody out there who would give their right arm to be where you're at right now. Okay? There really is. So many people don't have the courage to try a business or to start a business like we've started. And, they're happy working for someone else. They're happy making a fraction of the money that they could make working for themselves. And so, again, just the fact that you've taken the courage, that you've taken the time to think, I'd like to maybe pick up one thing new, because, one idea can change your whole life. And, and like something that Stephanie said today might just think, she's right. This can change your whole life. It can just make a whole difference. And so that's really important. So really think about, what you want from your business, what training, again, have you taken all the DASH training? I know there's a whole bunch of new DASH training. Have any of you taken the new party system from the new DASH? Have you, Deb? What do you think? Would you tell us about it?
I thought it was good. It kind of walks you through phases of, you pick in person or you pick virtual. I picked virtual. You end up doing them both, I think, in that end, but it takes you through step by step. So like pre-party, and it runs you through like the little scenario and what you would do. And then it, when you start the party and how to do booking and how to recruit and what to, it's kind of nice. It's just broken up into little phases, and you can go through and kind of get things from each little phase on, wrap up, and hints about wrap up. And when you're wrapping up a party, what can you say to a person that maybe would have them book a party of their own, or become a consultant, or, whatever the case may be. So
okay.
I thought it was good.
That was good? Okay, excellent. Anything you'd like to add to that, Soshi?
I liked that they just didn't give you steps, that they gave you some tips that you maybe hadn't thought, like more than one way to get at the same kind of information. Like for host coaching, if you are in one window, you can get to it one way, or if you're in another window, how to get to the same information. And I like the fact that they have the little exercise at the end. That's what I really like about DASH. They give you an overview, but then they kind of have you write your own story. So, that going back to what you were saying about being sold on myself, it helps hone your authentic self.
Okay. Excellent. That's how, yeah, being authentic is really important. Now, I like to copy a little and then tweak it. that's how I usually act. Okay, we've got a few more minutes left. I'd like to hear from some of you if you've attended a meeting with your team lately and what you have done. Anyone?
We did. Well, Maureen did a. Oh my gosh, what was the topic of Maureen's call? You did the fundraiser. I keep coming back to the fundraiser call that I attended. Your fundraiser call. And right after, it was about shows, booths, having a booth, and what you can do to attract.
Hers was, expos.
Yep. Yeah, it was fabulous. Because I've only done one, and it was an epic fail. Not necessarily mine, but the whole show really just didn't get any people. So it was nice to see, what Maureen does and what Gail does and what other people do to a show. They hand out coupons. I never in a million years thought of handing out a coupon for so much off that day. So there was a lot of great tips on there. I was taking notes like crazy because I have one on March 7th. So
okay, yeah, Maureen is the master of doing booths for sure.
Yeah, so it was very good.
I think it's great to look around your area and do one a month. Really try to find one to participate in a month. And I love the idea of doing different types of things for your business every month. Maybe a live show if you'd like, or maybe a virtual, adding a virtual party, maybe doing a workshop of some kind, just a quick cooker workshop. Some people do, we should probably have Jen Merrick on to talk about dinner club. Some people do a dinner club once a month, and she does a really great job with that and has like 12 people, and they rotate who the host is that month. And it's like $20 if you get so many people. It at least is a show every month, and it keeps people engaged in a dinner party, which I think is really fun too. But and then adding a booth, or we're getting to the point where we're going to be doing farmers markets again. Farmers markets going to be starting. I keep here we are in Michigan, still with snow on the ground, but we'll get there. Anyone else? I know that Maureen, you guys had a recipe time.
Yeah, we had the cooking show. I was going to say I really enjoyed that. That's the first time I've done something like that.
Tell us a little bit more about what you did.
Sochi and I made petit fours, but it was fun watching. And by the way, they turned out very good. But it was fun watching other people that were more experienced with some of the products use them. And honestly, I'm really not an everyday cook. One of the things that I talk about in my bio is how I hate to cook meals on a regular basis, and how since my husband passed, it's so easy to stop on the way home from work and have a drink and dinner in a restaurant. And so one of the things about the tools, and I'm kind of a tool junkie. I built my deck and off the the back of the house, and did it by myself. And it was cool that I got a new table saw and a new miter saw and a new screwdriver and all this other stuff. Well, it's kind of the same way with the cooking tools. I'm kind of a tool junkie, but I'm still learning to cook from a daily ongoing perspective, because my husband did a lot of cooking. So I can cook a turkey, I can cook a Thanksgiving dinner, but when it comes Monday night to Tuesday night to Wednesday night to Thursday night, I just don't have that much imagination or desire. So this has been fun.
It's funny, when I first started with Pampered Chef, I've always liked to cook, but to me it was a good recipe club. If that's all I got out of it, I was going to be happy, getting a recipe club. But
yeah, for sure.
I actually, one of the posts I use in my parties, I usually end the day with it, is like, Nighty night, think about this. Is your garage better stocked than your kitchen? You know? And a lot of, my husband has every tool you could imagine, and I deserve to have as good a tools as he has. So I think that's kind of food for thought in terms of, I think that today's, a lot of cooks, they try to make do, use the same one knife for everything, where, if he needs an 1.5 inch screw, he doesn't make do with an inch. He stops what he's doing. He goes to the store and gets an 1.5 inch screw, So I think that is a good analogy, and a lot of women out there would, go along with that. Anything else?
Mhm.
Well, stay tuned. We're going to do another booking blitz. So watch out for an announcement on a booking blitz, and want to get on the team and earn some prizes. So, but let's, we're kicking butt with sales, you guys. We're having a great month with sales. I really appreciate all your hard work. We have some more new team members we need to bring on. So really think about who, if you're sold yourself, why wouldn't everybody else want to do what we do? And, really out there, is there anybody that that really could not use some extra money? Pretty much everyone we know could use some extra money for some reason or another. So really, really think about that, and get them to give the business a good college try. So, so congratulations again to the Hempstead team for having a great month. Stephanie, I think you just recruited your 4th person, didn't you, sweetie?
Gung ho, and she's super excited to be on and make some money and change some lives. So
there you go. We're going to be celebrating your promotion pretty soon too, girl.
Thanks, love ya.
Oh, love you too. We got less than a minute. We're going to cut out. You guys, thanks a lot for joining me tonight. I hope maybe you've got one idea that will change your business. Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.